Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to my grand adventure of restoring an old, crumbling Buster Brown shoe factory. With, well, not much more than a dream and a whole lot of duct tape. I've got zero experience, a shoestring budget, and 0 pairs of gloves. Oh yeah, and also enough mistakes to fill this gigantic building about twice over. But thanks to some truly amazing friends I've met along the way, I'm slowly, very slowly figuring it out. So join me, and with a little luck, we'll breathe some life back into it. One disaster at a time.
Okay, so it's bright and early, and hopefully our live stream was a success. And so we have some announcements if you weren't at the live stream, but it's bright and early, and today we are continuing on with a pretty incredible transformation in this room here. Okay, so today we're going to get the floor cleaned up so we have a nice clean concrete floor in here. The certified electrician is coming over. Hopefully we'll get a sub panel hung on the wall. And yeah, lots of cool stuff happening. So let's get to it.
In my old factory got insulation galore. 50 years of fuzz just piled on the floor. I grab each bag, try to scoop it right, but I'm covered in pink and it ain't looking tight. Oh, bagging insulation, itchier than sin. Covered in fluff from my toes to my chin. Neighbors drive by, think I'm losing my mind. One bag at a time, till I leave it behind. I thought I'd find treasure, or maybe some tools, but I'm buried in fiberglass. Who's the fool? Arms all red, can't scratch that itch. Why'd I ever take on this dusty old witch? So here's to the fluff and the dirt I breathe. One day this factory will make folks believe. Till then I'm just bagging and praying each day that this fluffy pink nightmare will go far, far away. Oh, bagging insulation, itchier than sin. Covered in fluff from my toes to my chin. Neighbors drive by, think I'm losing my mind. One bag at a time, till I leave it behind. Oh, bagging insulation, itchier than sin. Covered in fluff from my toes to my chin. Neighbors drive by, think I'm losing my mind. One bag at a time, till I leave it behind. I thought I'd find treasure, or maybe some tools, but I'm buried in fiberglass. Who's the fool? Arms all red, can't scratch that itch. Why'd I ever take on this dusty old witch? So here's to the fluff and the dirt I breathe. One day this factory will make folks believe. Till then I'm just bagging and praying each day that this fluffy pink nightmare will go far, far away.
Okay, so it's the next day, and I still can't get used to this gigantic room with these big, beautiful windows. So you guys remember in the last video, we removed this entire wall. We've cleaned off the floor, so now I've got just basically a blank concrete floor, which is great. I'm thinking just doing concrete staining and then clear coating it. They've got some really awesome concrete stains, and you can make these floors look really beautiful. So we'll have to do like a concrete floor grinder first and get it prepped. But that's down the road. When we removed the wall, it had that really old rock wool insulation, and the stuff went airborne, and we've got like a really thick layer of like dust and dirt all over the place. So I've got these big bar backs, and what we're gonna do is use the power washer, spray that out, get that part of the floor kind of clean, and move these other last pieces of furniture out of here, and move the bar backs to that side, cover them with plastic. I'll get the conduit out of the ceiling, and then we are going to power wash the walls, get all of that grime and dirt, and those walls are really filthy. And so I'm kind of excited to see what that looks like once they're freshened up a little bit. We still haven't decided what we're gonna do with the walls in here. The light green is kind of grimy looking, so my preference would be red brick. I think it would look great in here. But yeah, we just don't know. But one thing we do know is all the grime and dirt and 100 years of basically dust settling has to go. So time to get busy moving this stuff, and then we'll be doing some power washing. That'll be pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna take the hose outside and get it primed before we hook it up to the power washer. Yeah, I'm ready to go, Bob. Groundhog hole. I was just kidding. Oh, that's a cold breeze coming through here.
Oh, Allison said the time changes tonight.
Time changes tonight? Oh, it moved. The time changed in Poland like last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did I hear that they're going to get rid of daylight saving times in some places?
They talked about it.
I was thinking I heard that they did, but I guess not if time's changing. All right. Is this just going to turn to mud, or what's going to happen here?
Well, we're gonna flush it out of here.
Okay. So the strategy is to basically start on that side and then just keep spraying it, spraying it, spraying it, and move it out through the door here and then outside out that way. Probably about a half a year ago, Bob did that in here. And believe it or not, as dirty as it is, it was worse. And this has accumulated in the time since because we've done a lot of demolition and stuff. So we do know in principle that it's possible just to flush everything outside. So that's the plan. Come on, buddy, you can do it. What's going on with that? Is it not primed very well, or? Okay, so something's going on weird with that pressure washer. So if we can get this guy, if you remember this from a previous episode, right here going, we've got a backup. This one's a lot higher capacity, but we had last time had to spray some engine start in it to get it going, so it may also give us some problems. So Bob, if you guys remember, we have really high water pressure in here, which is almost always a blessing, but it's possible that it's messing with this thing. So he's going to make some adjustments with the regulator in there and back off and see if that helps. So, the site of our future bathrooms here.
On the side of me getting soaked here shortly.
Uh-oh. I'll stand back over here, okay?
Yeah. See what that does.
Okay. Every single time I walk in this room, it gets me that how much has changed. Oh, that sounds much better. Yeah, you were right. We're not.
Oh, I didn't turn the main water back on.
Come on, Bob.
Maybe not.
No? Well, a lot more water's coming through it now. Okay, looks like Old Trusty is our fallback. And for those of you guys who haven't been around the channel for a very long time, this power washer was a gift, and it's the way that Bob and I met. So he watched the channel, and I had said, man, I really need a power washer on one of my episodes. And he was driving down the road, and he saw this out on a curb. Somebody had left it out, and he was like, well, I don't remember. Bob, you said it's either this or that. What did you say it was when you found this thing?
I said either the motor's bad or the pump is bad, but the chances are they're not both bad.
Yeah, so he just picked it up. He goes, I know somebody that might be able to use that. And he was clear down in Missouri. And I got this email that said, hey, I got something for you. Can I come by? I said, come on by. I like stuff. And
Biggest mistake of your life.
Yeah.
You've been putting up with me ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very fortunate day for me, for sure. So the only thing was when we tried to get it started, it needed a little punch from the engine starting fluid last time. So hopefully we can get it going today.
Give it a spray and we'll see if it'll even start.
Give it a spray. So we're missing one little fitting that goes between the hoses. Is that something we can pick up at Rural King if we...
We could try there first.
Okay. Just give it like a 2-second squirt? Or...
Yeah.
Oh, it took me a while to get my camera on. That thing was whipping all around the room. I didn't get it, but finally it locked into position right here, and I got the camera on.
Okay, well the good news is it's pumping.
It's pumping. Oh my gosh, look at the ceiling.
Yeah. Good thing we're gonna wash all that, huh?
Oh man. I was standing right over there and something smacked me across the face. I'm like, what was that? I felt like somebody punched me. It was just water. It's just cold. Not gonna work? When you turned it on, that tube started shimmying and shaking, and I thought, oh man.
Yeah, we're not really doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah, we don't like when things shimmy and shake.
That power washer hung and thought I'd be slick, blasting old paint off these stubborn bricks. But the paint's hanging on like it's paying rent, and now I'm soaked. Where my weekend went? Oh, chippy paint, flying water everywhere. Neighbors talking like it's the county fair. I'm dripping wet, battling this wall. One-man circus, power wash and all. Paint chips in my mouth, socks soaking wet, brick walls laughing, best joke yet. Bob's watching me fumble, just shaking his head, and I'm thinking about taking up drywall instead. So here's to the chippy paint, holding strong. I'm a power wash mess, but I'll keep playing along. One day I'll win, but for now clear, covered in paint chips and dripping ear to ear.
Bob said, sit back, kid, just film the show. I'm the power wash master, let the real skills flow. He's got the moves like a paint fighting king, while I'm holding the camera, feeling like a puppet on a string. Oh, Bob is the master, washing with style, while I'm in the corner just trying to smile. He said, better you don't touch that tool, cause if I do, we'll flood the whole dang school. I'm just here filming, nothing to prove. Bob's blasting away while I nervously move. He's dodging paint chips, I'm dodging spray, and every time I blink, he's made my day. Bob's the master, I'm the cameraman. If I grabbed that washer, I'd flood the land. He's spraying perfection, I'm looking lost, but hey, at least I'm dry at no cost. So here's to Bob, the one who can clean, and me behind the camera, barely seen. He's got the power, I've got the lens. Bob's the pro, Chris is just here for the trends. Moving on up to the top.
There you go, Bob. So we just ran out of gas and
The things I have to do for your channel.
oh my gosh. Bob, I didn't know.
That's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
Speaking of messes, if I didn't know better, I think you had an accident.
Well, let me tell you, this could have been a critical one, that's for sure. This is not a minor accident. Now,
Do you remember that old comedian Louis Anderson?
yeah.
This is a weird, funny story from, I don't know how funny it is, but he used to have that joke about his mom would say, take a clean pair of underwear in case you have an accident. I was so naive as a kid, I thought she was talking about a car accident, and I didn't get the joke. I'm like, how is a clean pair of underwear going to help you in a car accident?
Well, you know, it certainly could in a car accident. If it's a serious enough accident, it may very well be necessary.
I'm gonna put my macro lens on, get real up close.
I'm glad you have such a laugh at my expense.
Look at my pants.
Oh yeah, they look awfully
Look how,
clean.
yeah.
Damn, I'm happy with the results of that.
Look how cool that pattern is. Wouldn't it be neat to just polyurethane over that? And it's industrial, right? But it doesn't match the other side of the room. So this is the nasty glue that was under the floor tiles. So it's going to need a concrete buffer, or grinder, sorry, and remove all that. So, but we just saw like deep waves of dirt going out of here.
Debris all over me. I mean, out the door.
Out the door, yeah. So in our last video, we pulled this guy down, and it won't be the first heater that I pulled down out of the ceilings in this place. Wasn't quite as heavy as the rest, and there was a big hole right there which fed it. I thought there was a gas pipe to it, but the gas pipe did not lead to it.
I thought it was gas as well when I first looked at it. What threw me was this valve here because it looks like a steam valve for a radiator.
Uh-huh.
And that was my first clue what was going on with this thing.
So what do we know about it? So it's steam powered, right?
It is steam. It ran off the boiler.
Yeah. And there's another one just like it on the other side of that wall, and it has giant pipes
Still attached to it.
Still attached to it.
So,
and that's why that hole is so big, because it was a giant pipe.
So apparently when this was hanging right above my head from there. So apparently when this room was built and it was all one big open space, this was the only heat for the entire room. It does have a blower on it, but...
Has a blower on it, but it doesn't have any other, all it is
There's
is
no thermostat. It was on or it was off.
Yeah, and all the guts are is just a radiator, nothing
Yeah,
else.
just a big, looks like a car radiator.
Mm-hmm. And what was this thing you said?
That was your regulator that, I don't know, I can't remember what they call it, but this thing, when it turns to liquid, it returns it back to the boiler.
Uh-huh.
Somebody out there will remember. It's been too long ago. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anytime you see a radiator in an old house, usually it has this kind of valve attached to it.
Yeah. Well, if you guys remember, we have that room that I'm working on to be a break room, and we've long suspected that it was a boiler room. And where these pipes go, they're headed directly in that direction of that room. So because it's tin lined, it was probably a countermeasure for condensation, right? The tin?
That or maybe even fire suppression.
Or fire suppression, yeah. And so the jury's still out, but I really think that room is the boiler room. So, and the fact that there's gigantic pipes coming in there.
Yeah, and every day we find a new mystery that somehow we either solve or it remains unsolved and we'll never know.
Right. So, but I thought that was really cool. I just want to share that with you guys. So. Oh, I wasn't even filming. Let me say that again. So I'm going to get busy taking these larger furniture components out, and we're just going to leave the bar backs in because honestly, we don't have a lot of places to put them. So, but we got to make room that we can move the ladder and the scaffolding around, and so I can finish pulling all of that stuff out. Okay, 2 hours later, moving stuff, and we've got it cleared out. So now I can start making all that ugliness look nice and clean like that. So one thing that's going on here is where that water is ponding, we do have some moisture seepage, so I'm hoping in the spring to do the whole roof here. But we've decided to pull these 4 panels out, and we need to check the structure underneath to see if everything's okay. Hopefully it is. It's mostly brick and stuff, so I'm gonna try not to think about that too much till we get there. So we're working on the doors as well as a side project, and this was sticking. We'd rebuilt it once, and it was still just having a little trouble because when you release the handle, these things weren't ejecting all the way. So he just took it apart, and he said that all he did was take it apart and then just tighten everything back up, and now it works fine. So it might have been just a little out of square or something, but now it pops right out, so that's great. We're going around and filling all of the divots and the holes and stuff with plastic wood, or whatever they call it, wood putty, and we're going to paint that trim and paint these doors fresh, so including the outside and inside, and the door jamb all the way around, and probably this beadboard up underneath. So when we put that together with getting the front space here cleaned out a little bit, it's going to start looking a lot more presentable. So, all right, guys, there's a first time for everything. Here's the hole for the pipe that fed it, and this goes through the room where I keep a lot of storage. And I don't know if I can focus. You see that bright circle right there? That's a hole in the wall into that break room. So this pipe went in a straight shot right in there. So I said it's pretty good evidence that it was definitely a boiler room. I was just saying I'm pretty beat. Bob is too.
It's been a day.
Yeah. What time is it right now?
It is
It's not that late.
3:30.
Yeah, but we started at like what?
5 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was way before daylight.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So that's a long day. I think that's about it. But I promise that we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with this space.
Do you have any big exciting news you want to share?
Yeah. So we decided.
Since you've been hinting about this for weeks and weeks.
Yeah. So and we talked about it on the live stream. If that was successful, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
For us, it hasn't happened yet. But so I've been working with the Small Business Development Center, and they're partnered with Eastern, and I spoke with the city, and they sent me this chart about the different zones that they have. So different properties are zoned differently, and they have the ability to do different kinds of business, or none at all if you're residential, basically. And as it turns out, I'm able to have a marijuana dispensary, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm also zoned to have adult entertainment.
And we don't look good in G-string, so that's not going to fly.
Oh, man.
What would we do with all the loose change, too?
Okay.
Moving on.
Man, I started getting sweaty there for a second. What we're going to do is a venue rental space. So, and the reason is because, for a couple reasons. One is that if we rent this out for like a retail space, then, you know, we can earn like, I don't know, $1,500 a month or whatever. And if we do a venue rental space, like weddings and meetings and events of different kinds,
Parties, yeah.
we could probably do that for one event and maybe do a few events per month. So that would really help with the revenue. And the other reason is because that would probably bring the most people into the building to enjoy it. So, and that's important to me. So we've got some really big plans, 4 different kinds of industrial lighting, some plans for these concrete floors, and a lot of work that has to happen on the walls and stuff. So
Yeah, hopefully the plan is actually going to do the building justice. It's not going to be a rehab to where it just looks like every other commercial space in town. It's going to retain its character, but still serve a new purpose.
yeah, and I'm really into industrial stuff, so you can rest assured that I'm gonna spend a lot of time figuring out how to make it look really good. So, and we're not there yet, but we've come a long way in the last few days. So hopefully you've realized that or seen that in the last few videos.
And it's kind of deceiving too, because you see a very small portion of what we actually do, because a lot of it is monotonous, it's boring, and it's not something that's really good content. You know, you guys would hate the channel watching some of what we do. But
Sweeping for 17 hours straight.
Yes, yeah. So we have done a lot of work on this.
Yeah, so because there were a few comments that said, let's talk more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you weren't really to the point yet where you could spill the beans about what was coming, because there were some dominoes that had to fall into place.
Right,
and,
yeah.
You know,
My arm's getting tired.
you also you had a feasibility study done to find out what was needed in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked with the Chamber of Commerce, and they said that a venue rental place is kind of really needed here, so.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. And as far as retail space, which that's not a bad idea, but this is very much off of the beaten path.
Yeah, it's not out front.
Yeah.
And to me, it would be kind of a waste, right? Like, because we're going to turn this into a knockout space, and a lot of people are going to get to enjoy it. And
yeah.
So.
So hopefully you guys will hang on and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
It's like riding a roller coaster, but we're still hanging on.
I still can't believe that he comes all the way and helps me do this. It's
Nobody ever said I was that smart.
Yeah. I think you're a genius.
Yeah. Did I just feel smoke go up my skirt?
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Bye.